Well, here we are at Bobster Key, and as you can see the map, we're going to do a simple dive today, straight in off the slipway, through the tunnel, out to the helicopter, back through the crushing works and up towards the aeroplanes, and we'll just see where we go. But you know, easy day with Les and Marion. So here we are at Bobster Key. As you can see, the vast lake of Vobster Quay, a former quarry. Today there is wild water swimmers as well as divers. The water is around 11 degrees centigrade and the visibility around 10 metres. It's Wednesday, so it's quite quiet, and as a result we have improved visibility. We are very lucky to be able to dive midweek. Vobster like you've never seen it before. It is a spectacular place to dive underwater. Les and Marion sit by the lakeside and chat whilst assembling gear and making ready to dive. We are ready to go. Les and Marion have entered the water before me, as agreed in the plan. I have some new gear to try, and as I am unsure of my weighting, although I have measured everything, there is no absolutes in diving, so it's always a challenge. Of all the things we do, entering the water is the biggest challenge. It appears simple, but is the most challenging, as at this point we are most vulnerable. If things do go wrong in scuba diving, it's always on the entry and the exit. You can see the dive centre main building behind me. Les and Marion are just below me in the water and settling themselves, ready for the dive. Doing all their own checks to ensure all their equipment is working and as it should be. I am struggling a little, I am a bit light. However, I managed to get the air from my suit and life jacket, ready to meet up with Les and Marion. I check my ears and mask, check my air supply, my main cylinders are air, the same as we breathe above the water, and there to my left is Les and Marion, waiting for me at the training platform as expected. We exchange the OK signals, meaning I am OK, are you OK? Indicating we are ready to start the planned dive. Marion and Les did the same a few seconds earlier. We are all experienced divers who have dived together literally hundreds of times. We start and head slowly towards the tunnel. Underwater, the landscape, as you can see, is vast, and the visibility today is exceptional. Fresh water doesn't have the profusion of life that it does in the sea. There is no plankton at the bottom of the food chain, and the constant nutrient stream required, entering the body of water from rivers all around the coastline. The tunnel is dark and cold. I didn't film there, as on this dive I don't have a light. But here we are at 28, the Sea King helicopter from the Bobster Key. The cockpit missing its seats and instruments, but still plenty of entanglement for the unwary and inexperienced diver. Les waits for me to leave for a photo. As you'll appreciate, helicopters are big, but in this landscape underwater, it looks like a toy. Marion is at the tail, just out of view. I've seen flashes of a torch in the distance. Being experienced, we are all trained solo divers. As a result, not worried if one of us just gets out of view. I see both Les and Marion, who signal to move off, and I reply with OK. I've lost Marion. I didn't notice her go inside. A few moments later, she pops into view and we all go to the crushing works. There is no rush underwater with us, we just take it easy. You may have noticed there is a little more colour now, other than white. It pretty much disappears completely at 10 metres, and it's like being in a black and white film. Marion emerges from the body. There is a massive door on the other side, and she spots Les's torch and follows. The crushing works and its debris field quickly comes into view, the heart of the quarry, where all the work was done. You have to admit it's vast compared to the size of us divers. Even walls underwater don't last without maintenance. Now we are shallower. The challenge is buoyancy. It's getting a hold of me. I am struggling a little to get the air from my life jacket and suit. As a result, I hold on to the crushing works. I have to be honest, at this stage I had forgot my backup cylinder was there, so I didn't lift it to go through. I quickly fixed this problem and off we go. Les comes over the top of the crushing works and Marion follows me through the iron bridge construction. Now, in the stone scoop area, thousands, if not millions of tons of rock have passed down this chute when it was an active quarry. Now at the top of the chute, in about 13 metres of water, we meet the tail of the aeroplane. It's cut into 3 sections. Many of the internal features have been removed so divers like myself do not snag their equipment as they go through. I've been here many times before and know my way. It's quite easy really. You can see the midsection of the plane off in the distance. Marion comes into view. At this point I stop and pick up a number of rocks and place them in my life jacket pocket. This adds a little more negative buoyancy and is making life easier for me. As I am breathing air, I am slowly losing weight because of the action of the breathing. We are now at the midpoint of the dive. Les has already let Marion know he would like to go back to the entry point. Marion indicates this to me and enters the back of the plane, and I follow along. Les starts to move off and we all follow. Leader in our dives is often a fluid role. This comes with 100 years plus of diving experience we have jointly accumulated. We all know that just over the tail is our route back to the entry point. The red Ford Focus comes into view. Often there is a few perch fish hanging around here, and we are not disappointed right at the quarry cliff edge where I started the film, and the start of the route back to the surface for us. We are slowly returning to our point of entry, where the physics of diving will demand our safety decompression stops to release the excess nitrogen from our body systems absorbed under pressure on the dive. We are now at around 10 meters. Here, just behind me, you see the old tunnel, a remnant of the days when Vobster was a working quarry, giving access to the lower levels and providing an exit for the quarried stone and grit to get up to the surface and a way to be used. Below me now you see concrete sleepers, a remnant of the railway track where filled carriages would have passed, taking the rock up to the surface and a way to be transported to wherever needed. A quick depth and time check. I'm looking for 6 meters, the level at which our safety stops start. At this point, my camera tries to escape. I'm not quite sure how this happened. Note to self, tighten the camera with grips before entry. I am lucky this time. We are close to our safety stop, and I feel light, so it's time to dump air from my suit. Again, a bit of physics as we return from the depths. The air expands and makes me more buoyant. We can't afford a fast ascent and the chance of decompression sickness, or a bend as it's known in the non-diving world. Time for me to swap to my pony cylinder filled with nitrox, a mix of air and 50% oxygen. I prefer to do my safety stops on this gas mix and reduce the chances of a post-dive bend to a bare minimum. We all now settle into our post-diving routine of safety stops. It won't be long before we break the surface and we're back into our normal environment. You may have noticed the colour has returned to our equipment and surroundings. With low natural light levels, colour is washed out below 10 metres. Often we carry a torch to solve this problem and see things in their natural colours. We are constantly monitoring each other and occasionally exchanging hand signals to ensure we are all progressing normally without issues. An exchange of hand signals saying we have all cleared our safety stops and we return to the surface. Thanks for watching this Wetfish Films Odyssey at Vobster Key. I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as we did diving. We'll see you all again soon.